Hey there, welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. And this is a favorite thing on the Fanboy Cantina live channel or whatever we have going here. One is that we have guests. So, hey, JSpy, it is great to have you here.
Hi, guys.
And then the other part is Mr. C. I think this is your favorite time of the year.
It's up there. It ranks highly. It does.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so we've already got posts in the chat. Yeah, let's go cosplay this time. All right, so do we have cosplay this time, Mr. C?
Well, I was going to save that for later again.
Okay, all right.
Is jacket involved, and well, I'm not in the summer studio anymore, so it's a little, trying to get the temperature thing right. I don't want to be, dripping on camera here with the jacket on. But do you have anything of that nature?
Well. So what I am wearing, because for me, so there was a time where my son, whose birthday is in October, and it's really close to Halloween. And one time I walked in, and I was wearing my Boba Fett hoodie and some other stuff, and so while we were having my son's party, and one of the moms said, "Oh, Greg, you dressed up," and this is not a costume. This is how I normally dress up.
This is just a hoodie. This is not the costume.
That's right. So today I do have my Eye of Agamotto here, and yes, I can do that. And of course, if you've seen the other video that we have posted, I do have my shield. So this will count as my costume for this episode. Anyways,
I was thinking if you did any kind of costume, it would be Doctor Strange, and so there
it has to be. I don't quite have the hair right, actually. That it kind of descended in its own natural form. Okay, so then other comments we have. Booberry for you with the Jim Campbell. Yes, they should all eat Halloween cereals in the live stream. Blueberry is my jam, and yes, this I command. Yeah, the G.I. Joe Classified Serpentor came back on Hasbro Pulse earlier this week. All right, so with that, I think that catches us up in the comments. So, guys, you guys got to go on a field trip already, and so you all, I think, got to meet a very, very special human being.
You want to go, JSpy, or do you want me to set up story a little bit?
Should we let them guess?
Your new purchase, fresh off the line. Good move.
Yeah, we went to go see
Svengoolie,
at the Volvo Auto Museum, not Volvo. Auto Museum. Much cooler.
When I was trying to type up the description, in YouTube, it just kept on auto-correcting the Volvo. So I had to force it down. No, really, it's Volvo. I assure you, YouTube.
Autocorrect thinks it's no better than all of us all the time. Real good. That's autocorrect. Right. So originally, JSpy and I were going to have the sequel. We were going to meet up at the Mars Cheese Castle again. We had that scheduled before we learned of Sven having the meet and greet at the Volvo Auto Museum. I haven't been there a good 10 years or so. I went a couple times before with the wife, even before the kid was born. Don't think I've been there at all while the kid's been alive. And it was decent. It was okay. It wasn't the best. What's up?
I was trying to get to, anyways.
So it was JSpy's first time over there. They had a lot of new edition stuff that didn't used to be, but of course the whole business we were trying to do was get in the meet and greet with Sven. So I'll say, and let's first talk about the cool people we ran into. Just the people that were, I got there first, and I tried to stake out the place in line, and then I'm trying to say to the people behind me, hey, I got just one friend coming. We're not trying to swarm the line, but it's just one dude. Are you cool for him to jump in? And they were like, yeah. and I had some gear with me and some stuff, and they had like a little nutcracker painted that they custom painted to be like Sven. And they're like, if only we had a tiny rubber chicken to go with. So happens that I had my baker's dozen of Archie McPhee rubber chickens. So then and this was after they had already agreed to let JSpy jump in. So then I gave them the rubber chicken tiny size to go with their Sven nutcracker. And just the point, it's like when you're at a concert or whatever, and you're waiting in a line with people, and you just happen to meet cool people with similar interests who have some cool ideas, and it's a cool conversation. So by good fortune, I had that prior to JSpy's arrival. And JSpy, so after you got on the scene, what were your impressions? What did you think of what was going on?
Well, after I navigated the maze to get there, which was an adventure, not being there before, not really knowing what to expect. Because I walked out of one building, and you go into the next building, but there's this line that goes down to the end of the building and then around the corner. I'm like, holy cow, this must be the Svengoolie line, which I had no idea what to expect, like how many people or anything. But then, talking to Chris on the phone, he's like, well, just come in the other way or whatever. But there was just like a huge line. And then once I got in too, then they let people in, and then it started zigzagging.
Wow.
And then, Sven was up front, of course. But yeah, I think, a lot of people, and then, a lot of people dressed up, at least t-shirts or hats or whatever. And then we did see some cool things that people had in line too. Like, do you remember that? Was it a blanket that somebody knitted?
I don't know. Was it crocheted or knitted? I didn't get the dimensions on it. I tried to get a picture of it, but they were kind of far away. And I went, hey, could I take a picture of your blanket? But it was completely authentic to the exact Sven logo. They had the words, and then in black and white and red, they had the face, top hat and the Sven face. So it was like, it must have taken hours upon hours upon hours. They had a JSpy level of commitment to the detail, but instead of a 3D printer, be it this stitch or the yarns or whatever it was, it just looked amazing, like a museum worthy piece.
Yeah, that was pretty. That had to be at least 4 feet wide by, I don't know, 5 or 6
or
feet
7
long.
something. Yeah,
it was crazy. I don't think they were going to have them sign it though. I don't know how you sign a.
That would be tricky. You need like a fabric marker or something like that, but it still would anyway.
And then there's the lady with the dog in the baby stroller.
Yeah.
And the dog had a Svengoolie shirt on, and then the baby stroller on the front had a skull on it, and it was all like kind of dressed in black, the baby carriage. There's a lot of big fans.
Yeah. Like deep undercover, like double secret probation Sven fans, like serious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened? You got to meet the man? What happened?
Well, so we had a couple of things from the sign.
Huh.
Yeah. And Chris got a lab set.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That I showed off the last time I was on here. And then I'm
going to jump over. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. I put it in a box, but then I thought, well, just for display purposes. And then I figured, well, I better dress up the box a little bit. So I did some Sharpie art and kind of made it look like a castle dungeon type thing with the items set up.
Nice.
And then I cut a hole in the back so he could sign the back.
Ah.
And it wouldn't be like too cumbersome.
Uh-huh.
And then there it is.
Wow.
You're to our cosplay. So this is the exact box JSpy speaking of. And through my face, where you can see my face, that's where he cut out the panel so that Sven could sign it while it was still in the box, because he did the hot glue here and here to lock everything in its spot. And I mean, so the cut to the chase is like, clearly Sven has seen many gifts and many expressions of fandom, of appreciation, back to the old school little kids drawing pictures and sending in letters. And can we jump
before you
comment
say that, though, before you continue on that, so what was in there were the 3 machines, and then Svengoolie was strapped to the exam table and also in the display.
Oh,
the 8-inch Svengoolie action figure. So okay, just to complete the picture.
Very cool.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No. Please. That's why we're all here together. I see we have some atypical things going on in the comments, but we're going to stick to the
I got program. It. I got it handled.
Maybe that's a sign that we're growing if we're more to the notice of people who are. Anyway, back to the actual content. Yeah. So I'm saying that Sven's seen all kinds of things in his career, right? In his on again, off again, 40 years of being the Rich Coe's on and off again character of Son of Svengoolie or Svengoolie, but never has he seen the JSpy created 3D printed lab before. Mm-hmm. So he's like, hey, can you guys email this to me? Take a picture and email it to me. And so then we went to the little cafeteria at the Volo and sat down, and while we're eating then, so we wanted to do it right away. We sent a picture. Now, Sven's a busy guy. He didn't reply yet, this and that. But just the fact that he would say, could you guys email it, instead of just posting in general, either through the Svengoolie app or through the MeTV website, which, again, there's pages and pages and pages of people posting pictures there, coast to coast and all that. But I took that as like when they used to say for Johnny Carson, if the young comic would get waved over to come sit down, like the sign that Johnny liked it.
That's
in that same kind of a way, the fact that Sven would say, hey, email this to me was that same Carson-like seal of approval.
Yeah. And before he said that, his assistant said, hey, why don't you guys send that picture to their website or their app or something or other. And then Svengoolie said, well, why don't you email me, pictures of that. And then he gave his email address.
Wow. So, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he kind of bumped it up, from what his assistant was saying. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. There is a new messaging, or is this the new platform, Mr. C?
That's exactly the logo of the new app. Maybe it's a month old or take now. Again, I don't know how well it would translate in here, but let's take a look if it does.
Okay. All right. Hopefully the app works a little better.
Let's see if it comes up in a second.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's essentially the same thing as the MeTV website. You can get to the store, you can buy stuff, you can upload a pic, you can see pictures that other people have uploaded. Of course, they do some curating, some censoring, so it's not just anybody can get anything out there. So it's a delay from the time you submit to the time they approve, which, it's family friendly. So that, of course, makes sense. And anyway, it's they're definitely increasing the merchandise. Like now there's a greater number of variants on the T-shirts. They're not calling it a Hawaiian shirt, but it's a button-down shirt now, and they continue to add in just different stuff. So it's pretty cool.
All right, so you get time with the man. Just conscious of time. You get time with the man. Did you have him signed? You had him sign the lab, or the box? The lab or the box?
That'll come later. Hole in the box. Yeah.
Through the hole in the box.
So just got it. Around.
Got it. Oh, geez, this again. All right. Yes.
So he came just exactly here. Here's a dramatic recreation, except it's the lab. So later on, when we switch over to fan cam, I'll flip the JSpy creation around and show the signature also.
Felt like we're about to get to an SNL skit right there that we don't want to get to. So that's very good. All right. So was it a massive? And it was a massive turnout at the Volo Museum, huh?
It was Comic-Con size.
Oh, wow.
It was compared to the time that you and I went to Fantasy Costumes, which all the better for us that we were not in a monolithic line.
Right.
It was definitely major event status. Like as JSpy and I were talking before we got up to the front of the line, we're like 2 hours and 12 to 2 signing. Like Sven's going to be here till like 6 o'clock at night if they shut the line down right now. It was like but again, well-natured, fun-loving people just coming out to express their fandom and then check out all the, and maybe this will be another virtual field trip episode down the line for us, but Batmobile, Terminator vehicle, Ghostbusters vehicle, General Lee, James Bond vehicles, Ninja Turtle vehicle. What else? And let alone the classic cars for sale between $78,000 and $45,000 on the classic cars and stuff. But they had boats. See, they didn't used to have boats, but they had boats from the 50s that looked like cars. They had tail fins and like lights. You know, like not headlights, but tail lights would be the thing by the tail fin.
Yeah.
And it was just, I've never seen that before. So that was really cool. And a bunch of scooters, like even like pre-Vespa, just modalities of scooters I'd never seen before. So the whole thing was really, I mean, even if Sven wasn't there, the museum is a good trip. But so it was an excellent double feature of Sven and the museum.
Very nice. All right, so I'm conscious of time because I think we got minutes left with Mr. JSpy before he heads out. So the Monster Lab and other pieces are on the JSpy store. Are they still available?
On eBay, yeah.
On the eBay JSpy store, JSpy 25 store. I think you're down to the last of the Planet of the Apes canon. It says it's like last one at the moment.
There's just one left on that one.
Okay, yeah. So hopefully people, if you have that in like your watch list, now would be a good time to pull the trigger before it disappears. Anything else to cover about Sven before we get to some of the comments here? One of the comments was, do the young kids now know of Sven? He's iconic to the older Chicago, but we've talked about it before, how he's live. He's nationwide now. He's got that following across MeTV. So I think so, but it's a good question.
There were definitely fans of all ages in the line. I would say it was skewed, not bell curve, but it was skewed toward adult. But there was a guy in the line, roughly, hey, MIB. Yeah. Good to have MIB along for the ride. There was like a guy with his son, and his son was maybe in his early 20s, and the guy was probably a little bit older than us. So again, it spanned generations, and there were some kids, so not a great many younger kids, but like for sure when my guy was younger, we'd go through the line at Comic-Con and so that now when he gets to be our age, that those are going to be the imprinted memories for him. So yeah, it definitely, some people in the line were saying they used to watch Jerry G. Bishop, the original Sven.
Oh, wow.
Before when we were still really, really little and when he was only local.
Right.
So a lot of good stuff.
That's hardcore. That's good. From Mrs. C, Svengoolie posted he stayed an additional 90 minutes to accommodate. That's amazing. That's really great.
Yeah, that's cool. Did he get to all the people, or did he call it at 90 minutes? And
you 91-minute person.
I'm out of here.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, that's really nice. Did you have? So, are there pictures of?
That's the thing.
Oh,
that would be most fitting for the show compared to our fantasy costume outing to see him. Oh, it was only by the professional photographer and legit because they want to promote you back to the Volo Auto Museum website and their face. What was said was that sometime today the stuff would get posted, but I mean that's hundreds of pictures to upload and select and all that stuff. So sure. I do not fault them. It's not like they're false claims on us for they're a little bit delayed on this stuff.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And yeah, agree with MIB. Svengoolie's cool for staying extra. That's commitment to the fans. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you guys had such a great time. I wish I could have been there. I haven't been to Volo in decades. I think I've been there one time.
Around, I'm telling you, it's an enhanced experience from what it used to be.
I'm intrigued about the boat thing that you mentioned. My granddad used to work on speedboats, wood speedboats, in the 60s, I think, 50s and 60s. So,
and I loaded up on the pictures of the wooden speedboats that I didn't send to you yet, but absolutely tonight or tomorrow I'll be sending them to you. But they were just again, your grandfather's level of craftsmanship.
Who knows? Yeah, but yeah,
The only boats I knew of from my aunt, my dad's sister, come up. I mean, it was already plastics and stuff. It wasn't. I mean, there were some wooden ones, of course, but like rowboat size. But like, anyway, that's all for future stuff. It was a great experience.
Very nice.
Let JSpy fly the coop since he's got to go spy around.
Yeah.
Pre-Halloween, that's prime time for spying, so we can't keep the man down.
Put my ghost costume on.
There you go. Well, JSpy, a pleasure. Thank you for being here, and I'm jealous that you got that opportunity.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So, well, thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, JSpy.
All right. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, sir. Take care.
Right,
See ya. Hey. And then another comment. And so this was from Sven. Thank you for the huge turnout at the Volo Museum yesterday.
Let's go.
What the? Come on. We're gonna get. Oh no. Stop. No. What? No. We're gonna get the copyright strike with the music. So
fine, brother.
Oh,
listen.
Man. Oh no.
My friend Chris Connolly
called
me up
and
said, Hulk Hogan, I need you, brother. I need you to come down to Shacktown. Because
why?
There's a viewer named Shasta G that always complains about cosplay. And I said, brother, I can't come, but I can have my standing Asian Hulk Hogan.
Oh no.
Come to Shacktown.
Oh no.
It's me, Asian Hulk Hogan. I love Chicago because I got my hair permed. That's right. A lot pizza. Let's go.
Oh boy.
But anyway, it's almost Halloween. All you kids are ready and primed to go trick-or-treating, and Asian Hogan is in the house. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Back to you, Fanboy.
Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. That was something.
I'm pulling up a chair, brother. I'm not doing it. I'm sitting
oh man.
On the live stream.
This is that's
check
great.
Out my 10-inch python.
Okay. All right. Yes. Camera. So MIB with the happy Halloween. Yes. And wow, yeah, the Hulka mania. Yeah, this is something.
I'm like 2 seconds from crying laughing.
He's crying because I make dreams come true, brother.
But it's kind of throwing me off of whether it's like a Hulka Savage. It's like he's gonna snap into a Slim Jim.
Yeah. I need a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I whip my mustache off. Oh yeah.
Goodness. All right. Okay. Wow. That. This.
Look, I'm Sam Kinison.
Oh. Okay. That's right. All the references have to be from like the 80s or 90s. That's all we got. It's like a defined period. That's not from a grudge band. Thank you. Yeah. Oh boy. See, that works. Oh.
Gee, maybe it's time for a one-shot back to the major studio. And
oh my goodness!
Show some images of some Ben Cooper material.
There you go. Let's do that.
I feel like singing some Creed music. Hold on, my caterpillars are coming off.
What?
What?
Oh no! It's Andrew Dice Clay. It's all.
I'm not from The Sopranos.
Oh no! Oh,
you could get kicked off YouTube.
Oh man!
I got it. Okay, I'm gonna get it.
So, Ben Cooper masks, Mr. C. Ben Cooper masks.
Yeah, bro.
I was just recently watching
Uh-huh.
MIB channel just short
Yeah.
days ago, and lo and behold, Ben Cooper masks as the topic.
That's right, and it was hilarious because it was perfect timing, and his trigger was the same thing for me. It was the same thing in that because I had seen the Target Ben Cooper masks for Star Wars. I think they were like $25 at the time, and they were kind of hard to find. And then they showed up, I think, like April of this year, which made kind of not a lot of sense. But then there was a sale, and so just to flip it up on the screen here, so then there was a I'm gonna cough again. So and thankfully this is like perfectly like but it's perfectly situated. Anyways, so they're $10. They're $10 at Spirit Halloween right now, and there's a few to choose from. I need to cough. All right. So there's a few. I had this back as a kid. I had the Batman mask, not the same one. It looked different. It did look different, but I had a Batman mask. There was also the Superman mask as part of the line. There's a Flash mask along with Gremlins and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then also Star Wars. And so this is the one that I have. It's got a price sticker for $29.99, and it's right here. Right here. So it's got the price sticker for where is it? Well, you cannot see it. All right. Anyways, it's $30. It's $30 for this thing. And that was kind of a deterrent. So when it dropped to just $10, that was enough for me to pull the trigger for this. So, Mr. C, back in the day, there was the whole thing between like store-bought costumes and homemade costumes. I think I only had 2 store-bought costumes ever of Batman, as I said, along with Shogun Warriors. I had Mazinga. Did you ever have one of these, Ben Cooper or Collegeville, or I think there was another?
That was at Zero. So that was the 70s, 80s. My mom would buy the pattern and my brother and me be like, okay, we're going to be this. No, we're going to be that. And you're changing your mind a bunch of times, driving mom nuts.
Yep.
And she's trying to buy the pattern thing and cut out the pattern and the thing and then get the material and make 2 costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually she would set the deadline of, okay, you can't change your mind anymore. Even if you change your mind afterwards, this is the costume you're going to get.
Nice.
So I had kindergarten, I was a devil. I'm not going to hit them all. I was a cowboy, skeleton.
I think I remember the devil.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might be. I remember that day we played Duck, Duck, Goose, and then because I had the tail on the devil costume, I was like, ee!
Oh.
So, right? Some things are anyway. I was just debating but if you remember the devil costume, that means we had to be conversating in kindergarten and not until 1st grade.
No, that means you were there. That doesn't mean I know who you are. But anyways,
see, so MIB, this is our ongoing debate. Because we were in kindergarten together, but he contends we didn't hang out until 1st grade. So for MIB and the rest of whoever might be watching, this is forever the unresolved banter that we have.
Yes. And so here, and so I agree. Yeah, MIB, I absolutely agree with you, Fanboy. The $30 price, original price was definitely a turnoff. But $10, it's definitely a win for me. And yeah, this is awesome. This is really awesome. The thing about MIB is that he is truly MIMB. It's mint and mint box. So when I got it, Spirit Halloween did as good a job as a really great job in that it was just a grotesquely large box that I received. But this thing is not mint and mint box. It's fine, but if you look at the at the actual mask. It's got a bit of a scuff mark on the nose, and that would not be particularly awesome.
If Randy Hogan over here can stay put for a second, I'm remembering that in the same way that originally I forgot to send Crafter his shout out first time around, and so we were we got MIB his T-shirt and everything, but we failed to recognize MIB. So now he's not a live guest tonight, but anytime we do have a guest, they get the marquee, lights on and lights off. So where's the light switch? So there and there. So we're just happy to have MIB around, and I definitely needed to correct for my poor hospitality from when MIB was our guest.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so I am going to actually open this one, and there are two pieces. There are two pieces of plastic, or not plastic, tape on said one. So I'm just going to open it up. Yeah, go ahead.
MIB, don't be concerned. I have some other stuff that I kept mint in the box for later, so it's okay if he's going against your heartstrings on this.
So here, wait a minute. Am I missing? I'm missing something in this. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. All right. So here it is out of the box, and here you can see the Batman mask. So the one that I had in the 70s, it said Batman right here. You know, and it was made, that was kind of nice, right? Because, you know, you go trick-or-treating and then you go to the house and then somebody's going to ask, who are you? Right. And they could just like point at your forehead that I'm Batman. I'm Batman. It says it on my forehead.
Hey, Greg, can you wear the mask and actually say who you are in the voice?
So I've taken it out, and it is okay. So it's actually got a couple of pieces of little twist ties. And one thing that MIB mentioned that I completely agree with. All right, so Mr. C, you had masks, right, as a kid, like a plastic mask.
Cloth. So on that, while you're opening there, I can tell a story here a little bit. So it was a skeleton. So all right. By fourth grade, I discovered the X-Men, and I was the visual on the original X-Men costume. So you could go right there, bottom shelf, middle, Angel. So come fifth grade, I'm like with the wings, back. Fifth grade, I'm like, all right, that's okay.
Oh boy,
I'm like, I'm gonna wear. So my brother had the year before done Robin, so I took the yellow Robin cape and put it on the front, and then I just did whatever, like a leotard or something, and I did like a domino mask. Okay. So everybody, and I just cardboard cut out for my fifth grade age wings. Every door knocked on. Oh, look, it's a bumblebee. Oh. And like, what am I going to do? Because he wasn't Batman or Superman. No, I'm going to be like, don't you know who the Angel is? So that was my fifth grade memory of being confused with a bee. I've told Campbell that story before, and now here I am telling it to whoever's watching.
There you go. All right, so I have formally unboxed this mask, and to get to the one shot. So this is a nice mask, you know. And I'll tell you the thing that I notice most upon opening this thing is that it doesn't smell like chemicals. Yeah, when he had the original thing, it just sort of reeked of plastic or polyurethane or whatever the thing was made of. And so I'm thinking that this plastic quality is a little bit more sturdy. These things just deteriorate over time, but it feels maybe a little bit more sturdy. And probably the most noticeable thing that MIB pointed out is the quality of this, right? Because it used to be this really thin, piece of elastic band, like elastic band thing, and it was stapled to the mask itself, and it didn't last like well at all. You'd be lucky if you made all your trick-or-treating run and it was still intact. So now they've got a formal, or a thicker piece of elastic, so that's very cool. And they have this little piece, so it's not, it's a little bit further away from your melon. So that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
Right.
And this thing is okay. So I will not be wearing this, obviously, but you get a cape. It's a little like apron see-through. It's a little see-through apron kind of thing, and it's got a cape that's attached by pieces of Velcro. So if you wanted to wear the cape or not, if maybe you're a believer of Edna mode where it's no capes, maybe you want to take off the cape, that works fine. I'm really impressed by this thing for $10, or actually I'm a little bit more persuaded that at the $30 price point, I probably still wouldn't buy it, but I can understand the price point. Yeah. The downside of the reality of the Ben Cooper mask is that, or whatever mask, is when you put this thing on, you've got no peripheral vision on this thing.
Just like
and when you're a kid with like glasses and you're breathing in and out of this thing, you will get maybe 3 steps and that's it. You're done. It's just it's not that great. But this is cool. I'm impressed, and I like this one more than the Yoda one. Where if you notice, they painted on the eyes on this one, and so you're seeing through these little slits that are meant to be like eyebrows for Yoda or something. I don't know, but yeah. I like this. This is pretty cool.
MIB's just jumping in most recently on the rayon pants to get your money's worth. Yeah, I'm on board with that. And just a second ago, he was saying how it looked fantastic, and I appreciate MIB saying I was ahead of my time. I suppose so. Was it 1980? Was it 81? I can't say. I guess I could track it down, but how many other young people were out there in a costume of the X-Men character Angel? Look at that. So do you think you could go the rest of the show with that, or might that have some negative side effects?
This thing is pressing right against my mouth.
Wait, who are you?
I'm Batman.
that made my day, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this thing off now. Yeah, so on the downside with this little thing, which is meant to like keep it away from, make it, I think, more wearable. It means that the part that's facing your mouth is right against your mouth. So that wasn't even like a voice. It's like, it's right against your mouth. All right. I think it's still available on the Spirit Halloween website and in stores, just $10. And if you remember these things, or if you like costumes for some reason, or you're a Batman fan, $10, not so bad. Along with Superman, Flash, Mowgli from right? No, wait. What was the name of the gremlin? It wasn't Mowgli, because that's Gizmo. Yes, Gizmo the Mogwai. That's right. So Gizmo, along with one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't know which one, and along with the Star Wars stuff. All right, Mr. C, what do you have to share with?
I'm just calling up the fan cam as we speak.
Oh, okay.
But to narrate. Okay. Here we go. Let's take my B's comment while I'm getting put together here, and then go ahead.
Yeah, looking back on our childhood, we were definitely true warriors to deal with these costumes. Yeah, I mean, it was a chore to find. Like, if you remember, like back in the day, you go to like Turnstile or Venture or Zare, and they'd be lined up like this. And so it was a chore. It was a task to find. Okay, so is it this Darth Vader one? And then they'd have the different sizes on it, and so you have to like go through the boxes, to try to find the thing. And then it was like all exciting. I got my costume right here, right? I got my costume, and then it's Halloween and you put it on. Maybe you're going to your school's Halloween party or whatever, and then it's like fun for like a little bit because you've got the thing against your face, and that costume itself was not comfortable. It's like wearing a plastic bag. It's like wearing a hefty bag. And it was not it was not joyful, but it still ends up being a happy memory. All right, Mr. C, what you got? What's going on over there?
Can you go a little bit on your childhood costumes? I'm having the login password mess around here, but I'll be up soon.
I actually had the C3PO one. The mask, but yeah, I totally identify with it when you first put the mask on. It has that very distinct chemical smell, and even like the actual wardrobe had that like chemical smell to it. And yeah, it's like a scent from childhood. You know, I mean, we all rode in cars with no seatbelts. We probably wore lead paint costumes with like chemicals that probably are doing bad things to us right now. But hey, I mean, that's our childhood. You know,
we are still here. We are still here.
Yes.
So also with the Ben Cooper item, they do it really nicely. They do it right. In the back of the box, they have this very short write-up about the history of Ben Cooper Inc. and how it was once one of the largest Halloween costume manufacturers from the 50s all the way through to the 80s. And at one time, they had 80% of the Halloween costume market. Unfortunately, you know, with the changes in business, with the changes in the costume space, also some other things with the economy, they filed for bankruptcy, and eventually Ruby's was able to acquire them. So it's nice that, you know, we got this little bit of nostalgia. It's also nice that they've chosen with the adult sizes, because I don't know if, you know, many kids would well, maybe some kids would like this, but I feel like the kids of today have cooler looking costumes. And yeah, Mrs. C, I had costumes in the box. I remember Clown, Tweety Bird, and Casper. Yes, Casper the Ghost. There's a really cool one, and I had meant to get a picture of it. They did also aliens. So they had the xenomorph from Alien, singular, from the first Alien movie. And so they've got a plastic, you know, mask for the xenomorph character. That one's kind of creepy looking. I could get into being a collector of these things, but I got kind of enough other collections going on. All right. We're going to get the feedback thing, so I'm going to... All right. I just muted it. All right. Good. We might be all right.
Stay with the mute on it. Let me just flip the camera orientation, and then we should be...
Oh, $6 Million Man. That's a good one. I did not have that one. Yeah, they had like... it seemed like a lot of the franchises back in the 70s, and then you had like generic, you know, monsters or other things too. All right, what do you got there, Mr. C? We got the solo layout.
All right, here we go. All right, let me...
Oh boy, that sounded like a...
We're okay.
All right, so there you go.
We're gonna do it too. Oh man, now this is gonna be even better. So we're gonna have a little book tour and then a matchup to some physical items. So book number 1, Universal Studios Monsters. Book number 2, Illustrated History, the Art of Horror Movies. Book number 3, Bram Stoker's Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi. So again, I got a lot of tabs in here, and we're not trying to go through each and every one of them, but just to give a gloss over of the goodness out of okay, there we go. So right, just the inside cover, got the classic posters and stuff from the movies. So the designated first tab, we're looking at Lon Chaney Sr. So even before Bella, before 1931 for the silent pictures, Lon Chaney Sr. did the vampire character in London After Midnight, did the Quasimodo character as we're looking at him right now, and also did Phantom of the Opera. So Lon was like the first. Lon Sr. was the first of the first. let me jump back, because then soon after, as of 1931, here comes Bella and Boris. So here's a promo shot. They both got some German-looking steins of beer right there, having a cool moment together. So we're just doing a quick tour of the classic Universal characters and the actors that brought them to life. Over here is the classic image of the Dracula cave that we saw starting in the 1931 movies. Right down in this corner, gee, we got Dracula versus Van Helsing, the classic matchup. Real good stuff. Dracula's daughter, definitely part of the Dracula family. So similar to DC Comics having a Superman family or a Batman family, clearly for each franchise started to spill out and have additional characters into those stables. So again, I'm trying to go a little bit in chronological order. So this book also then, after profiling what was in the movie, here's a little bit of a biography on Bella. Some people attribute his role as Igor in Son of Frankenstein as his best acting of his career, but hey, whether Bella's Dracula or Igor. So again, here's profile on the character of Frankenstein's monster and on Boris himself. Again, when we get to the JSpy lab in a little minute, so here's some of the inspiration for JSpy's 3D printing, recreating the Frankenstein lab. The iconic image of the Bride of Frankenstein. She had so little screen time, but she left a major impression. Again, here's the profile on Boris himself. Noteworthy that as Boris's daughter, as time passed, it became more acceptable for Boris to comment on this. But so, right, he was half British, or his lineage was British, but also half Indian. And so he would attribute his complexion to different things at different times. But I mean, well, first of all, the name Karloff, he would attribute to having in a distant relative. So anyway, again, in the 30s, people were being selective with what information they revealed about himself, but just really great to know that Boris had two different lineages to contribute to who he is and his career. Werewolf of London then was the first reboot, because I guess the original werewolf movie didn't draw very well. So quickly, Lon Jr. got to step up and be in the primetime role in the Wolfman character. And again, within the script, it was such a big deal that he was coming back from America to work on the telescope. We could draw in the symbolism of trying to see things more clearly, or trying to see by night, by moonlight. Anyway, so the big three, Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman. Here's another real classic image of Lon Jr. in the full makeup. Then they started to have the mashups, including multiple monsters in the same picture. So again, what we see today in the Marvel movie house structure, Universal had pioneered it way back in the day. The Mummy might be my least favorite of the big guy monsters, but Boris's performance is really astounding, and it's just, again, for believability or for realism, right? The Mummy was not the fast moving. Dracula could hypnotize you. Frankenstein had muscle. The Wolfman was pretty quick on his feet. So, the Mummy was maybe the least convincing of the opponents or the Predator, but the acting that Karloff did in there was spot on. A little bit more Mummy shots, and then jumping again the profile on Lon Jr. Maybe sometimes he did the mustache, other times he didn't. But again, his serious acting roles in what's George and Lenny, the rabbits, George, 10 the rabbits, Mice and Men. He had the cards played slightly different for Lon, but anytime he was in a serious acting position, he nailed it. The Invisible Man, portrayed by Claude Rains, who was playing the father of Lon Chaney's character, of Larry Talbot. He was the dad Talbot. So now here's Claude Rains getting his own lead as the Invisible Man. And of course, Vincent Price also had a turn in the Invisible Man franchise. The special effects for the Invisible Man at the time were revolutionary. I just like the way this one is a grayed out or over exhausted shot there. It looks great. There's all kinds of, for a deeper dive, there's other people who are really instrumental. There's Rondo Hatton, who the Rondo Awards are named after, and that's one of the ones that Sven wins, with a good deal of frequency. There's Rondo Sculpt. So that exact sculpt is what the Rondo Award looks like. So instead of an Oscar or a Grammy, people get a miniaturized version of that exact sculpture. And we're almost done with this book, but we would be remiss if we didn't include the Gillman, the Creature of the Black Lagoon, the last of the greats, stretching from 31 up to the mid 50s. And as we're about to cut into the other material, the creature, just the visuals, the whole thing. There's the exact picture that's on the wall behind me. Rico with the helmet off. So behind the scenes, so here's the underwater camera. So again, one of the many reasons I'm so into this book. Again, it's 1950s. Whatever technology they had, they're able to film underwater. This guy's got his breather on. Everything. It's just totally impressive stuff to me. We'll take a quicker tour through this book. Less tabs to hype, but this Art of Horror movies, it's got some movie posters and some independent artist or professional artist renditions. There's Lon Sr. in the Phantom makeup. Here's a Nosferatu poster, and we're gonna again jump to the figures in just a minute. And this one, just the silhouette of it, just like the across the different eras, the different artistic interpretations. I'm just all for it. I'm just, this is stuff I look over and over again. So this one, a film that's lost to time, like there's no known copies of it anymore. For those of us in the Chicago area, noteworthy that the WGN promo for Creature Feature, which was the rival or the other station, if you will, for monster movies, for horror movies at night. So that's pretty much the exact same shot that Creature Feature used. Great if we would be able to see that movie, but it's lost to damage, lost to time. This book is so full of Lon Sr., which is some good stuff. I really like this interpretation of Bela as Dracula right here. And so the format of this book, clearly it's not the same book. So it just went decade by decade, the silent 20s, the thrilling 30s, and what a double bill that had to be. What a double bill back in the day when they were trying to draw people into the studios. Jumping ahead a bit, jumping ahead to right here. I really like these artistic renditions of Frankenstein. This one is a stained glass on the bride. That's a great image. This one over here is also really, really cool to my taste. And then jumping ahead, just the way, where's it? I don't want to say her name right. Maria Oskrenskaya. I'm probably still saying it a little bit wrong, but just her vocalizations, her accent, her ability as a supporting cast person to ground the material, really, really good stuff. And some international stuff also. A little stained glass on the wolf. So that's two books down, 2 books to go. And then this is a Barnes and Noble discovery I had a while ago. I had never heard of El Garing before. I guess he's a bit in the line of your Boris Vallejo and your Frank Franzettas as far as fantasy art, but just every single panel. Legendary Comics is the publisher. You got some forward by Lugosi's son and Lugosi's daughter, so that's really cool. And they're just right here. You don't have to go anywhere else but these opening 2 shots. And I never heard of this guy before picking this up, but I rate him with any of the top artists through comic history. And it's it's a real good going into the details of the book. And right there, just everything about it is real cool. So, G, any questions or notes on the quick tour through the 3 books before we shift?
No, I think that's nice. Just with the first book, that's the Universal Monsters: A Legacy of Horror, and it has a sticker of $45. But hopefully you can find it on sale at various outlets. Not quite sure on the other 2, but of the 3, that one is your signature coffee table kind of book. That's a really nice piece.
Absolutely. And now again, trying to keep as some of this other stuff we have seen before, but trying to keep it a good clip of it. So in chronological order. So this is, if MIB is still with us, this is the NECA Toonie Terrors Nosferatu. And at first I thought he didn't move at all, but clearly he does. So the wrists turn, and he does have some more playability to him. But I just look at him. How do they make him so creepy and so cute all at the same time? I mean, that's a really good variation of Nosferatu. And then again, here's the Mego Nosferatu is the first one, and then the black and white. I thought for MIB and for other purposes of not dropping the characters as we dropped them before, I might put them in. They're not mint in the box anymore, but they're definitely in a nice display case. Now here we go. Here's some mint in box. I left it in the box just out of loyalty to MIB, and I'm trying to see if I can run the show that way. So here's a Jada Dracula. This guy his picture is in the thumbnail, and again you have some change out accessories. Now we got Crafter and MIB in the comments. I can't read them right now because I'm on the phone and it's a smaller image, but there's some good stuff. Now coming over, Imaginext never put together a Nosferatu. Maybe it's not so kid friendly, but here's the Imaginext Dracula, followed by, I don't know if they called him the Monster Hunter, but he's a repaint from a steampunk character. Let me slide him over just a touch. So he's like the Van Helsing of the Imaginext world. And yes, here's my vintage from the younger years. Here's my Remco Dracula that I had in the early 80s. His vinyl cape is still magnificent and still got the shine to it. So I'm real pleased with that. And again, the Mego Dracula, the first one that I had out of Target, and then the next one that I got from the internet, the gray cape and white cape. I'll jump up and then I'll jump back down. Geeky Tiki Dracula right there in the corner pocket, if you will. And now jumping back down to Imaginext Frankenstein and the Mad Scientist. So at the time I picked up the Mad Scientist out of Imaginext, I didn't realize his hair was somewhat similar to Dr. Pretorius out of The Bride of Frankenstein. But there he is. And again, the first Frank that I got, and then the second one, the glow-in-the-dark one that we have featured on the channel before, and now back to Frank Geeky Tiki right next to The Bride of Frankenstein. I'm going to slide the Imaginext guys out of the way because again, we're going to make more room for crap. Oh, the mummy's taking a dive. Okay, so somebody had to take a dive at some point. So there's, again, Mego, Bride of Frankenstein, as we have displayed before on the channel. And then my low-key attempt at a custom, I just went to Joann Fabric and cut out a cape. This is the Charmed character. I forget all the sisters, their names all start with P, but this is the one played by Shannon Doherty. And so I just put the cape on her to make her Dracula's daughter. So they're kind of having their own ladies' night in their own spot there. But now, so I moved from the Bride to the Mummy Geeky Tiki and come back down to, as we featured, the Mego Mummy before. I did also, as part of the drop, let me get the Imaginext Mummy back up here. Again, Imaginext, really fun stuff for the younger set or for the collector. There's his helmet to go with, and as we can see, piece by piece, I'm clearing them out of the way to get to JSpy's stuff. I'm going to move the glass over so we don't have another crash. Here's the Invisible Man Imaginext, the Imaginext, the Al Bundy. And then, as we featured on our Godzilla and an Invisible Man episode, there they are. Oh, look at that! More and more JSpy's material to see. There is no Invisible Man Geeky Tiki. Maybe Geeky Tiki's done with the monster stuff, but boy, oh boy, it'd be pretty cool if they would get there. So my childhood favorite guy, again, like my dad would play Frankenstein, my brother would play Dracula, I would be the Wolfman, we'd pretend around. I don't have a good specific memory of the exact stories or content that we did, but it was good times. It was way, way good times. So there's a fan cam close up on Imaginext Wolfman. And again, per our previous conversation with JSpy, the red plaid shirt was the first release, and then the blue plaid, but different plaid pattern, was next. As we step into the creature Geeky Tiki, let me jump up. So here we have, let me try to get rid of the glare. Oh, let me not do that. Okay. So Nicole Hoff is an artist. I was going to say, if anybody's in the comments, can you guys figure who made this creature? Clearly the Barbie is Barbie product. Clearly Nicole is a great visual artist and great photographer. There's her previous work that we got before, Barbie, Tiki Barbie and Ken hanging out. Here's my recent acquisition from Entertainment Earth, beach towel, Creature in the Black Lagoon beach towel. And again, mint in box as it stands now. Jada brand Creature. I did pick these up from Smash Toys. That's where I got both the Dracula and the Creature. And again, the Creature, oh, let me come down, Creature Imaginext. And then his three big brothers, Mego, the original, the dark Creature, and then the black and white Creature, all set there. Again, moving at kind of a good clip here. Imaginext Fly, Mego Flock Fly, Imaginext Pumpkin Fencer, I think they call him. He is a glow-in-the-dark guy. And his Mego counterpart. Imaginext also has a skull face mariachi. Let me see if I can easily pull his skull face off and get a close-up on him with the guitar. Again, let me get the cord here so I don't wreck shop. Oh boy, am I too far out of range now?
Yeah, we've lost. Oh no, it came back.
Okay, all right, good. Because we're almost right. So mini Funko and regular size Funko, Dracula, Frankenstein, King Kong, Frankenstein Bride, Mummy, mini Mummy, regular size Mummy, Invisible Man, Wolfman. Getting a little dark in the corner here. Oh, well then here, I got this light right here. Ha! All right. So mini Creature, regular Creature, Godzilla, and then let's come up to Sven. So again, this depiction of Sven, I'm trying to copy the way he appears, or the way his material, the way his set piece appears in the Museum of Broadcast Communications, where they have a whole lot of rubber chickens on the ground. And then they did have those crows or ravens up top. And this is all Figures Toy Company on the Svengoolie figure. And then Archie McPhee on the chickens, Archie McPhee on the crows, Archie McPhee on the gargoyle statues. And again, my old pal Tombstone, we got him as a magnet out of the Mexican Museum, but it's changed its name now. I think it's the International Mexican Museum. So I don't always get the right names for the spots, but I liked it as a magnet. I keep him floating around just behind Sven. So let me also just sneak in the diver helmet for a quick second and come back out of fan cam. Oh, there, now I spilled. Now I did it. So let's, you want to kill fan cam, G, and bring us back to the regular?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to remove the fan cam. And JSpy adds, cool. Didn't know they made a Svengoolie coffin. That's cool. And just some of the other comments, some of them I flipped up during the live stream. But Mr. C, your toy collection is fantastic. I'm jealous of your Remco Dracula.
That's your sweet
that's
spot
a nice
in
piece.
there, MIB, for your Star Wars Death Star. And in my memory, there was also Phantom, Remco, and Creature, but it might be a fake memory, or maybe they got traded away or just disappeared. But So yeah, it's Remco's good stuff. And the Super 7s, I kind of wish I would have got on the Super 7 modernized replicas of them in recent times, but I feel like I get more for my money out of Mego, and now that I've just my first 2 Jada acquisitions. So again, the Super 7s have that great Remco look, but I wasn't the same way. Like, we were considering the price point between the non-sale price of the Ben Cooper and then the actual sale price of it.
Right. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's a tough choice. I've gotten bigger into the Super 7. I don't have many. I don't have many, but I do kind of like the Super 7 vibe now. They've increased the price for the 3 3/4 inch guys to like $20, which kind of stings. But sometimes, sometimes they've got just franchises and brands where you're not going to find it elsewhere. So I'm starting to dig it a little bit more. I did not get the Beastie Boys set that they had, but though that was cool.
The Run DMC set, man.
The Run DMC set, that's also cool. And though that one also went from $18 to $20. So, I might actually end up pulling the trigger on Run DMC, and then a lot of love for the Headless Horseman.
Great,
right there.
Great. Hey, if Crafter and MIB, right, you mint in box and customizer on the opposite sides of the fandom of the appreciation of it. If you got both of those guys saying it's a good object, it's a good item, then really good. We won't play the glow in the dark business as we did in the past, but it's got a real good glow to it.
Nice. All right. So and so we have a handful of images. This is your custom Mego figure that you spoke about.
Yeah. So I just got the fabric. I traced Dracula's cape on the fabric and cut it out to put it over Shannon Doherty. So it was the most low key, low tech custom of all. Here, go ahead. Let me since that's a thing, let me liberate her out of the case.
Yep.
See, I tried to make sure the cape was long enough to cover the fact that she's still wearing jeans. but as far as of all the Mego figures that resemble Dracula's daughter the most, so right there she is in her jeans and her 90s 20 something early 30s.
There you go. Right. Very nice. Well, great. Let's see. I think I'm just conscious of time, and here in my neck of the woods, I gotta cook dinner shortly for folks in my house. Just a handful of other images. And I got a walk on topic for you, Mr. C. So if you're a Star Wars fan, there is a set of Star Wars Black Series Halloween themed action figures out. What is kind of funky about it is that this one's a clone trooper with that skeleton look on it. It does not glow in the dark, unfortunately. And it comes with that chest along with a little porg in a kind of Dracula kind of looking outfit. And then we've got a Wookiee with the ears. And so kind of a werewolf look. And it also has, the Cam Tono, but made to look like kind of a trick-or-treat basket. And I should know my Star Wars characters a little bit better. I'm not quite sure what bird type of animal that is. But then instead of Beskar, you've got kind of things that look like chocolate bars instead. So that's kind of fun there. And it's not a Womp Rat because I do have a vintage collection size Womp Rat, and it's a hideous looking animal.
So don't you know around Womp Rat when you see?
But that was a good guess. Yes, I agree. They look pretty good. So what's unfortunate? The Mego female figures are being used as custom fodder. What's unfortunate about these the Star Wars figures is that the zombie looking one, I think, is starting to show up in Target right now. It's not at mine. And then this other one, this is a Walmart exclusive, and it's coming out in December. Halloween figure
in December.
Yeah, so kind of.
Hey, clearly we weren't in charge of the production release dates on that.
Yeah, it could be supply chain. It could be just, it is what it is. All right. So last thing as a walk-on, because we hadn't spoken about it, Werewolf by Night, currently on Disney Plus. Mr. C, what did you think of Werewolf by Night?
Only to give the briefest summary. Now I'm trying to hold back the floodgate. I enjoyed it so much. Again, Wolfman was my childhood favorite, and their interpretation of it was amazing. I do have some other I'll keep everything real quick and fast paced for my exit stuff. But man, oh man, I liked it so much. Well, did you get a minute to look at it, or what were your thoughts?
I did. Well, I'll be honest with you. The first time I was a little tired, so I fell asleep, and then but then I came back. And I watched it again, and it's an enjoyable ride. I'm impressed that on the Disney Plus platform that they're able to get that violent. And maybe impressed is not the word. A surprise that they could get as violent as they did. But it's a good movie. It's a good short movie.
We'll speak more at length on it another day. But Giacchino and everything from the director on down was amazing. And we'll speak more on it another day. Yeah. If I could do the other quick hit stuff, I guarantee I'll keep fast talking. If we could turn fan cam back on.
All right.
Wanted to cover Hot Topic has their Boo Hollow Paka figures. I won't even try to name all of them or go through all of them because we're just going fast, but they're adorable. I'm sure they're going to be clearance priced really soon. They're a fun collectible. I'm going to jump over to the diorama section, and then could you pass when I come back? Okay, so here we go again. Monsterologist patches. The Weevil's Haunted House remains a key thing for me to take out since my early years. Some Lego Halloween stuff going on. The Scooby. Oh, I'll come back to the table. The Scooby.
Oh boy.
Lighthouse playset. The Imaginext Monster Lab, and then I did a customize on a Bat Cave to turn it into a Dracula castle. So Crafter, that was even before I knew you existed. So how about that? And then as the close out, back at Horror House, we just picked up like a playing card. So it's like an actual playing card. So there's. It's Freddy and Jason. Yeah, because neither of them is Michael Myers, so it's absolutely Freddy and Jason. So there's that. Again, Horror House is always a good spot to be. Some Jellico, jellico.com. There's your Edgar Allan Poe. There's your Nosferatu, and there's our previous encounters with Sven. He was at the Sven comic. If you have a minute, dig into some classic 70s Marvel or some current release Werewolf by Night Marvel, and again, Cryptic Closet, the studio out of Horror House. You can't go wrong with them. I did pick up a Mad magazine with a Frankenstein on the cover, vintage. So whichever way you guys are celebrating Halloween or getting into your fandom or your interests or your hobbies, let's just all have good, clean cut fun and enjoy what we're doing. And we can kill fan cam again.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So in the comments, I would love to see Mego make a Jason, and also Werewolf by Night looks like it's going to be my favorite show. And then the question: when's the next? So, when is the next live stream? Are we? Is that the challenge?
Crafter, do you want to answer that question? Are you still there, Crafter? Can you do that on the keyboard?
Because I think it is so there is a challenge going on between the several of us, Mr. C, myself, the Crafter, and there is the Crafter, and then also JSpy. And so the challenge is that each of us are doing our own custom little things. And actually, Are we? Yeah. And so this is good. It's like doing this conversation in real time instead of via email. Are we doing that? I think we're doing it this Saturday. I think we're doing it this Saturday.
Let's go. Yes.
Let's go. Yes. Let's go with the yes.
Future. Let's go. Yes. Next Saturday, there will be the Crafter Challenge. Viewers who choose to tune in can see 4 different exhibits. And if MIB's calendar is clear, we asked MIB to come on as celebrity judge. And again, there are other Crafter U lined up other people as the official duties, but it's MIB can do as he chooses. If he wants to remain celebrity judge or be an actual judge, that it's all good. But yeah, people who are either interested in JSpy stuff or Crafter's own channel or what we do over here, that'll be our premise for next week. Again, I'm not going to hit Nicole Hoff level artistry. You can check her out on Etsy also. But we're going to put our best foot forward and have fun with it.
Yeah. Have fun with it is the right. Yeah. Or best foot forward for sure. It's been a humbling experience for me for certain. I've had a little bit of rough patch in my work of customizing, but I think I'm in good shape or good enough shape. MIB sounds like a ton of fun. And I've got a prop here. So if you remember, when there were malls and people went to the mall, you would sometimes find a science store or, some kind of gadget store. Maybe it's Brookstone. And so I got the Zero Blaster. And so this thing shoots smoke rings out. And so the reason for getting this thing is I want to try to do some effects in my photography for my custom piece. It's also to kind of shore up some of the gaps that I got with my custom piece. So if you add smoke over it, maybe it will look less rough. May the best customizer win. Yes, best of luck to all the contestants. So I think that's our next piece as a group. All right. Well, any closing thoughts, Mr. C?
Just my last comment. We also put in front of Sven a bibliography of people that have done tributes to him, including Brick Mantooth. So I would still 3 years later love it if Sven would somehow check out Brick Mantooth's review on the Sven figure, and same Nicole Hoff is a Sven fan. So hopefully we can continue to promote this artist alley through the internet and connect stuff. So this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we had some surprises again. And, thanks to JSpy for coming on. Thanks to Crafter and MIB. And thanks to Mrs. C for being in the comments. And it's been a good one.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. C and Chai Star G. Appreciate you, or Macho Randy Savage, or whatever. Hulk Savage. Yeah. And
Hulk Savage, Randy Hogan.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Appreciate you for spending your time. Do us a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'd love to have you here. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Happy Halloween. Be safe. This has been the Fanboy Cantina. Take care. Good night.